I'm joined by Dan from Capes, who's joined me to chat about their music. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Dan from Capes. Thank you very much for inviting me today. Really appreciate it. It's nice to be able to sit in the comfort of my own home and have a chat with you about all things musical. We've just had a bit of a chinwag before we started, haven't we? So let's, yeah, I'm excited. Absolutely buzzing for it.
Good. So how did you come up with the name Capes?
We were looking for something that was non-reflective of music, I think, really. And rather than go for like a long sentence or we just wanted something that kind of flowed, that we could use in terms of an artwork sense and stuff like that. We've all got very mixed influences. So it was a conversation of, things that are not relative, like Oasis, for instance, is a calm stream, and they're far from being a calm stream, So yeah, so we just wanted something a little bit different, and then we had a Google. We had a few names, and we had a Google, and we couldn't find another Capes, and we thought, well, copyright reasons, that do then. And it's stuck over the last 6 months, which is good.
So how did you all meet in the band?
So Jordan, who plays the bass for us, I met Jordan and Liam were in a band many, many, many years ago. So this is probably, I'm showing my age now, 12, maybe 14 years ago. And they used to come to my old band's gigs, and they used to tech for us and just help us out with stuff. Jordan used to tune up and do a bit of guitar tech work for me. And then I left and I lived in London for about 8.5 years. And then when I moved back 2018, we sort of stayed in contact. And then we got together. Me and Liam were rehearsing pre-COVID, pre-lockdown. Jordan came in, and we were just kind of starting to tidy up a bit of pick a set list and stuff like that. And then obviously lockdown came along, and we did what most people did, and was playing guitar in his underpants and his living rooms for 2 and a bit years, really. And then again, I mean, we sort of the music's a mixture of stuff that we've wrote new and that I wrote before kind of forming the band, but we've only been a band under the name Capes and rehearsing these songs for 5 months, I think 6 months, something like that. So it's quite a new band, really.
So how would you describe the style of your music?
I would say that it is. I like the term council estate rock and roll, but I'll probably get hammered for that. I think so. Yeah, I think it's very kind of. It's very kind of old school, but it can be a little bit dark. There's not loads of real happy-go-lucky bits in there. It's quite anthemic. I like a big chorus. Vocally, we tend to. There's quite a large array of backing vocals and things like that. So we kind of use the voice as an instrument. So it's very much like it's quite a big sound for a 3-piece. So what we're trying to do is just make that real big bold sound, but I think it's not really comparative of anyone else, really. I think we've kind of got our own sort of spin, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I don't know, like a dark India. It's not. The thing is, it's really hard to genre now, isn't it? Because there's so much with there's all these different genres and stuff popping around, and people don't just put themselves in one box to anymore. They're kind of into everything, which is ace, really.
It's good. So what's been your favourite song you've written and why?
My favourite, there's a song at the moment which is called Slow Down, which we are going to record very, very soon. I love it. I think it's the best piece of work that we've written so far. Um, it's different in the sense that it's quite sectional. So rather than follow the standard kind of route, there's a few different sections in there.
Yeah.
So it's a different style of writing. It's a real big sounding song. It's the message in there is pretty personal, so it's pretty straightforward in terms of you know what the approach to the writing process and stuff was as well. It just seemed to really flow. So yeah, so I'm really digging that at the minute. It's a really good song.
I'm looking forward to hearing it.
Yeah.
So where do you draw the inspiration from for your lyrics?
Um, Even at 36, after writing for the best part of 20-ish years, um, the writing process has never really changed. So I'll always start with a hook. I'll have a hook line or I'll have a title, and then I tend to do chorus first, then chords, and then I'll write the verses last.
Okay.
So the writing process has always been the same. So probably drive the missus and the two kids mad with having the same hook in my head for a couple of days or a couple of weeks. But no, that pretty much that. I'll have a hook line, and once I've got a chord sequence and a structure, then I'll take it into the lads, and then we'll work at that. And we've got another song called "Love Ain't a Loaded Gun" that we wrote really, really quickly. Again, it's a bit different to the old style of writing. So I had the chorus for that first, and that just seemed to flow really, really quickly. So I think we wrote that within like a couple of small sessions. So, but yeah, it's kind of how the shoot fits most of the time,
That's good. So how do you overcome any challenges you have with creating a song?
Some stuff, if I'm not feeling it, I'm guilty. I'll put it away in a little box, and then pop it out again. But I think the thing is, although the band's quite new, we've known each other for so long that we're very humble about where we are and what we're doing in the position that we're in the sense that, as we were saying before, COVID for some people was really difficult, and for some people it giving them an opportunity, and for me it gave me an opportunity to change a lot of things in my personal life.
Yeah.
So the way that I kind of sit and see myself here currently, I've had a second chance at life, really. Being a bit deep, but no, so I face everything head on. So if it's stuff like a challenge with writing or a musical challenge, we're very, very open about things, and generally we'll sit, and if it's something that we're not sure of, like if it's a drum beat with Liam where he's not quite sure where to place himself, then we'll try 3 or 4 things. We tend to record everything that we do in each rehearsal. We record it, so we either audio record it or a video record it, and then we'll listen back, play it back, and then we'll comment on it every week. But like I say, we've gone from kind of 5 in 5 months. We've probably wrote 15. We've got 15 finished songs in there, so which is good for, which is great for having that kind of first time round, really. But no, we tend to kind of break things down, put in little boxes, and work for it. It works really well. There's no ego and there's no judgment. Once we walk in that rehearsal room, all the BS stops, and we're there for that one purpose. We still have a bit of banter, but all the bullshit stops, and we just dive straight into the music, which is what we're there for.
Great. So what has been your favourite performance so far, and why?
There's a few that stick out. We played a festival in Eastwood called DH Lawrence Festival. That's ace. It's really, really good. It was in a pub venue, all weekend festival. That was that we kind of, our way of because we've all been in bands before and we've kind of always been involved with music, there's this temptation of the egos kind of jumping.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks that as soon as you get a guitar in your hand, that you're the next fucking Rolling Stone, and you ain't. and when I was younger, I was like most people when I was young, and I thought it was the bee's knees, and I used to give people loads of grief in the newspapers and stuff like that, and rolling around in pub car parks with people that were in other bands and all that kind of stuff. And then when you get to 25, 26, you realise that it's just all bollocks, and you're actually better off to work in love, peace, and harmony and communally with everyone. So what we're doing now, and when I say like the second chance at it, and the second like the re-opportunity of life and stuff like that in personal life and in music, what we're trying to do is create a little community of what we've got, and it's very much an open door. We have photographer, videographer that we use both, and we use them in and out. And we have a really good working relationship with them. There's a guy called Bob Newbold that lives lives in Belper, runs a couple of different festivals. Bob was involved with this festival and got us on. It was just a really, really good day, really good vibe. The set and that flowed really well. It was really, really busy. We played very well. It was just a really nice gig environment that, I think we got quite a lot back from that. So that was ace. And I think the first gig that we did, I think the kind of anticipation leading up, and, we were talking earlier about sobriety, and as a sober person, you have to face, you do that with a sober set of eyes in your head. And it can be quite overwhelming. And I never used to get nervous before a performance, before a gig, and I was bricking it before that. But once that first chord had gone in, that was it. All that had gone. The same thing. We've been really lucky that we did our first gigs. Our first set of gigs were through the summer. And then that kind of the amount of people that we get and how busy the gigs are and the reaction and stuff. So it's all been really good. We've not really had anything negative yet. So we've been riding quite a good wave, to be fair.
Sounds amazing. So what can fans expect from a live show?
Anthemic. I think the big songs, big choruses, sing along, little bit of banter. I used to always wear really bright parkas, which I'm not bombing them for this this next day. But no, I think we're not, like I say, we're all in his 30s now. We're all relatively mature for his age, so there's no BS in there. It's just straight through rock and roll. There's no egos and stuff involved. We're there to have a good time and we're there to entertain, but we're real people. We don't, we're not doing, if anything, kind of any different, but bit of fun and a bit of fun, good sing along, and a bit of anthemic guitar riffing and singing along, really. So, but yeah, pretty just straightforward. Do you know what I mean? No frills. Can't sustain rock and roll. That's it. Yeah.
So finally, what's next for you?
So we are going in the studio very, very soon to do a new record. So we'll do a new record. I would think will be out by the end of March, and then it will be singles. So singles, video, festivals through the summer. And I think we're looking at going a little bit further afield this year, because we kind of kept last year. We wanted to put the feelers out and see if we got bottled or bricked off stage, see what they're at. And because we're keen to kind of spread ourselves a little bit, really. So I know that we're looking at some venues and some shows up in Sheffield. I know that we're looking at Manchester, and we're looking at going down to London as well, which is good. Which I know London quite well. Spent quite a lot of time down there when I was younger, so I'm keen to go and play down like that. So yeah, spread a bit further afield, and then just see where his feet take us, really. As we were saying before, when I was in bands years ago, the substantial difference was the amount of venues that there were back then. Whereas now there seems to be less venues, less bands, if you will. But if you can get, I think it's difficult. I'm old at honor, but all this with the cost of living stuff and that, no one's got that disposable income, or very few, to be able to go out and have, 3 or 4 good nights a month. And I get that, and it's and it's awful. It's we spent all that time being locked up by Boris and his merry men, and then when you get released, you can't afford to do fuck all anyway. So, but no, we're looking at getting a bit further afield, and I think there's good quality nights out there, and there's some amazing young bands that are out there as well. Especially local to us. It seems to be that there might be a lack of venue, but there's some great bands out there, and there's great stuff out there, for like yourselves, what you guys are doing, I think is amazing, and there's people that are doing something, that are very similar, that anyone to me that, that's helping that unsigned band movement, I think they're amazing. They all deserve a big hug and a big kiss on the forehead, because it's hard, and people giving the time up and stuff, it's it takes a lot to do that. So I think it's phenomenal. But I want to spread that a little bit further afield and just do some more gigs and see just see where it takes us, really. I think that's the main thing. We did a photo shoot yesterday for the new record, which was quite good, so we're excited to get that out and just try and just keep building. I think we want to keep building the community that we've got as well, and some of the young bands that are with us, and some of the young bands and stuff that are involved in that, and try and approach some more venues, and kind of what we do local and what we put on local. We just want to take that a bit further afield now and see what there is at. And it's weird doing this the age that we are. I remember doing it in my 20s, and I can't remember the name of the venue, but we've played in this venue. It was in Chinatown in Manchester, and it was like downstairs under a restaurant. It was absolutely mega in there. But I mean, going back through, going off on a bit of a tangent now, but I know a few years ago when I was in bands and stuff before, I can remember as an unsigned band supporting like Catfish and the Bottlemen, and that would be 2006, 2007, and playing with them, and like Howling Bells, and there was a few like half decent bands and stuff that at that time, and it's the opportunities now, which that's the difficult bit. Less venues, less opportunity, but there is a lot of good stuff out there still. I love a lot of good stuff.
So a massive thank you, Dan, for joining me on Totally Music. If you'd like to check out Heaps of Music, I'll leave all the links in the description below for you. But no, thanks very much.
No, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Stop breaking.